The Grizzlies look to take charge at the FedEx Forum, and we're going to bring it to you live from Memphis, Tennessee. The Magic made a special trip here for one game back in Orlando for the next one.
Let's go. You're in.
Hey, well time.
The Magic leading by 5.
A theme that has unfortunately come up for this Orlando franchise is their inability to keep a franchise talent for long. Of course, you think both about Shaq and Dwight Howard and their exits.
So on the floor for Orlando. At the 2 and 3, it's Oladipo and Tobias Harris. Gordon and Vucevic, the big men inside. And it's Payton in at the 1. Harris. They get it again. Here's Vucevic. Out to Payton. It's another look. Mike Conley with the rebound.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
Moment here, we get a glimpse coming off the bench of the first official NBA appearance from Wilson. Well, Clark, here's a guy with quite the story. Didn't get picked on draft day. Couldn't find a team until this point in the season.
Well, Kevin, you know because of that, he's going to be playing motivated. Often events like that will give a player an added edge, and I don't think there's anybody in the building more motivated than he is.
And about Orlando and their stars, is it better, Clark, to have had stars and lost them, or to never have had stars at all?
Well, it's a different kind of heartache, that's for sure. I think you'd rather have them and lose them than not to have them at all. But Orlando has seen a lot of success for how long they've been a franchise. They'd like to be able, though, looking ahead, to keep that next star that's wearing a Magic uniform right now.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Kufis checked in for Randolph. And it's Carter in for Green. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Vucevic. Fry comes in for Gordon. Fournier's checked in for Tobias Harris. And Ben Gordon is subbed in for Victor Oladipo.
Let's see the stat sheet here on Michael Conley. You see some nice numbers from him over his past month. 6th in assists. He's in the top 10 in steals per game as well. So this is the guy who you have to be aware of when you've got the ball in your hands.
And, you know, looking again, Steve, at his place among the top 10 assist men, he's been providing a lot of room service dimes to his teammates, and I hope they appreciate it.
John Lure, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. Good on the shot. Wilson gets it to go, and that's not just any basket, folks. Those are his first points here in the NBA. And Udrich kicks to Carter. They set the screen. And it's Udrich in the corner. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Conley penetrating. A shot by Carter. Nobody around. It's good. This game is all even. Carter's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Wilson against Conley. The dish to O'Quinn. Gordon with no one around. Connects from 3-point range.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the 3 as well as they can take the 3.
Last outing for Memphis, they won that game against the 76ers.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
And it's Carter missing.
Nice early advantage for them on the glass, guys.
You know, part of rebounding well early is just going after the ball and boxing out. I mean, establishing that tone so that you can maintain it later in the game.
Now Conley coming off a solid outing against Philadelphia. And Carter has it in the corner. An easy 2 points on the layup. Carter's got 5 now.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Yeah, they've been the aggressors, Clark, and getting the ball inside into that lane area has been huge for them.
And off we go at postgame. And Mike Conley subbed in for Udrich. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Vucevic. Fournier comes in for Tobias Harris. Wilson, he's checked in for Oladipo. And Luke Ridnour subbed in for Payton. On the court for Orlando, Wilson in at shooting guard. Kyle O'Quinn out there with Channing Frye. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Ridnour in at the point guard position. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. Well, good teams tend to have a defined style of play. Steve, the Grizzlies had grit and grind, but it seems they're going away from it now.
Kind of a throwback style, Kevin, but it suited their personnel perfectly, particularly with Randolph and Gasol down low. The slower pace lent itself to better defense for them, and they really pounded you inside, that's for sure.
Conley, the pass to Carter. Here's Kufis. That one falls, coming off Carter's feet.
He always knows where his teammates. Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Here's Ridnour. Pass to Wilson. He feeds it to Fournier. Back to Wilson. Grizzlies with the rebound. Gasol's got his third rebound tonight.
And you know, the Grizzlies got swept in the Western Conference Finals back in 2013 because the Spurs just packed it in defensively. And I really think that. Was the impetus for the Grizzlies looking to try to play a more wide-open style. You know, even though that season in 2013 was, as a whole, the best ever for the franchise, it did expose their weaknesses and gave them something to work on. That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Gordon's checked in for Luke Ridnour. Wilson into the lane. Gordon dishes to O'Quinn. Here's Wilson, accurate with the jumper from the elbow.
The kid takes him to school.
9 seconds left in the first half. Here's Conley. Can't connect from short range.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
And
Okay, that was some strong work in the first half. Let's talk about what we got to do to keep.
And now the third quarter has to get going. So it's Memphis picking up the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to
The bad news is you played like a 50-year-old rec league bum, and we lost the game. You're supposed to ask me what the good news is.
What's the good news?
Good news is I don't think it's possible for you to play any worse.
Is this supposed to be making me feel better?
Nah, man, it's supposed to make you understand that it ain't just you. We all got work to do if we're going to do something special. So put this one behind you, learn from it, and move on, all right?
Well, maybe if I got the ball in my spots where I could do something with it, we would have won the game and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
In this league, never get too high or too low, and you might survive. Turn on your teammates, man, you'll be gone before you know it.
And now, introducing your Orlando Magic.
We are live from Amway Center for an Eastern Conference contest with the Magic in Orlando. The Bucks will end the road trip here before heading back to Milwaukee. On paper, UJ was checked in for Michael Carter-Williams. The Magic have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Up front, you have Ilyasova and Henson. Chris Middleton is out there with Mayo. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the 3. Shot clock at 6. Harris outside. Here's Vucevic. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job. Paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
Nikola Vucevic possessing prototype size for the center position. 7 foot tall, has about a 9.5-foot standing reach. Even without great leaping ability, he can play over the top of a lot of opponents.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Channing Frye's checked in for Gordon. Evan Fournier comes in for Oladipo. And it's Wilson in for Payton. Dudley the pass to Middleton. The dish to Mayo. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. And you mentioned Vucevic, not a top athlete. The Magic working to develop his lateral quickness, Clark, and explosiveness.
Yeah, he still struggles to defend guys in the pick-and-roll situations, Kevin. He's not that fast a foot. That's where the Magic are trying to help him grow. But he's a double-double guy because of his rebounding ability, and he's got a nice touch for a big guy.
Wilson up top. He's guarded by Dudley. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Floats one up. That's good. Dudley's got his first basket.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Yeah, it really does allow your offense to flow better. When you can get out and run and get easy opportunities, then everybody gains confidence.
56 seconds left in the first quarter. And Middleton kicks to Mayo. No good with the layup.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Left side Harris. Outside Wilson. That's good.
Sometimes players have a fairy tale beginning to their career, but not him. It was a rough first outing.
Yeah, you know, he looked at ease for long stretches of the game, and the team, however, the team overall didn't look their best in the loss. We'll see how he continues to improve individually.
Tries from 10. That one rolling around and rims out.
Boy, he had a good look at that one. You hate to miss that shot.
Fry dishes to Harris. There's the pass to Wilson. Here's Fournier. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so, lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Orlando out in front, leading by 3. Neither team able to do on the floor for Orlando. A big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Pachulia, he's checked in for John Henson. Parker comes in for Ilyasova. Jared Dudley's checked in for Antetokounmpo. And Middleton subbed in for O.J. Mayo. Harris at the 4. Vucevic in the middle. Ridnour out there with the kid. And it's Fournier in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Wilson against Carter-Williams. Plenty of space. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And it's 6 points for the kid. 1:11 left in the first half of basketball. And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Yes, Kevin, as you know, Jabari Parker taken 2nd overall by the Milwaukee Bucks. He likes the talent on the team and sees himself being a lifelong Buck. Parker said, I feel like I'm going to be able to grow with that organization. I'm trying to be a throwback player, only stick with one team. Sounds like he could be in Milwaukee for the long haul, guys.
Yeah, good situation for him. Thanks, Doris.
Michael Carter-Williams with that rare height at the point guard spot. He's 6'6", long arms, and one thing you love about taller point guards is the ability to really survey the court and pass over the top of the defense.
Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession. And let's take this chance to look at some of the perimeter players who aren't afraid to mix it up in the middle either. These are the top rebounding point guards in the league. Third is Michael Carter-Williams.
And it may not be the first thing you think about, but if you look at a lot of the all-time great point guards, rebounding was always a big part of their game.
Yeah, I think that's true, Steve. It's not a necessary attribute for a point guard, but the ability to rebound is something that took a few of the greats to another level entirely, and it helps your team, too.
We've got 33 seconds left now here in the second. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Middleton. And a great assist by Carter-Williams as that one goes in. Middleton's got it back down to single digits for the Bucks. Magic have gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter, well above the 50% mark from the field. Wilson the pass to Harris. Back to Wilson. Inside to Vucevic. Pass to Wilson. Harris outside. A three ball. The shot no good. And the...
Well, Nick, you guys had a strong...
Okay, guys. Solid play so far. I like what I'm seeing.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
It's go time.
Milwaukee. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Up front you have Ilyasova and Henson. Chris Middleton is out there with Mayo. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the 3 slot. Dishes it to Payton. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Hits it from three-point range. Harris has got 7 now in this quarter.
Seems like guarding.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Vucevic. Fry comes in for Gordon. Evan Fournier's checked in for Tobias Harris. And it's Wilson in for Payton. And then for Milwaukee, Pachulia, he's checked in for John Henson. Dudley comes in for Antetokounmpo, and Michael Carter-Williams subbed in for Chris Middleton. Ilyasova sets a screen for Carter-Williams, and the shot is good. Carter-Williams has got 8 points.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Wilson into the lane. There's the screen. Six to shoot. Right side Wilson. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation. The Magic making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. And so it's Orlando taking this one.
Well, Nick,
We're live, the home of the Magic, the Amway Center in beautiful Orlando, Florida. So for the Mavericks, their last game, a loss to Miami.
And you look at the stat sheet from that night, I mean, the turnovers were just glaring.
Here's Payton, right now averaging 5 points a game.
Well, you know, the Mavericks got back into the playoffs last season after missing the playoffs in 13, and this is a team that expects to be a playoff factor. Aside from that one season, they've not missed the playoffs since 2000.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Oladipo, and the layup falls. Wilson, he's checked in for the Magic.
And a chance to check out Chandler Parsons here. Some good stat lines for him recently. You can put his numbers up among the best lately. He's averaging about 14 points a game. Numbers.
Well, how could he be unhappy about him, Steve? I mean, he'd probably like to see just a little more of an uptick in him, just the same, but nothing to not be content about there.
And it's Ellis penetrating, shot from 12, and he gets the bucket. Ellis has got 5 now.
It's been a very efficient first quarter for him. He's creating good opportunities and converting those that he creates.
Here's Wilson. It's hauled in by Harris.
He still couldn't finish, even though it looked like he had a lane to the rim. But too often, that's the story for him.
Passes it to Ellis. That's good. Ellis has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Boy, they've settled into their offense very quickly here today.
Yeah, they're zoned in, making the most out of their possessions here.
Wilson into the lane. Pass to Harris. Back to Wilson. That's tipped and stolen by Parsons. Harris outside. Ellis kicks to Nowitzki, and he gets the bucket.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
And they've been on fire offensively as a result, Clark.
Down low, and it's out of bounds to the Magic as Orlando will retain possession. Well, there's no lack of range in this. The leading three-point shooters among the ranks of the NBA's big men the last month. Dirk Nowitzki 3rd.
It's amazing these days. There's just so many good outside shooting big men. That didn't used to be the case in the NBA, but now the floor is spread all over the place because you've got so many big-time shooters at that 4 and 5 spot.
Yeah, you make a good point there, Steve. Big guys shooting the ball well. It's part and parcel of the game now. You go back a generation, there were only a fraction of big men who can knock down outside shots like we're seeing currently.
Here's Wilson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
Back to Harris. Parsons on the wing. A beautiful reverse layup. Parsons got 8.
Their offense has really come together immediately, threatening to run away with this game.
It's hard to imagine they'll be able to stay as hot as they've been so far, but if they can, watch out.
Here's Wilson. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
Oh, what a 3 at the horn. They end the quarter on a high note. What a big shot.
And a double-digit lead on the... Welcome back, folks. We'll see you. Group on the floor for Orlando. Then for the Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki. He's checked in for Chandler. Ellis comes in for Amari Stoudemire. And Devin Harris is subbed in for Raymond Felton. Gordon and Vucevic, the big men inside. Ridnour out there with the kid. And it's Harris in at the 3. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. The Magic trail by 17. Well, you talk about the great European players in NBA history. Dirk Nowitzki, he has to be right at the top of the list.
Well, without question. And another distinction, for Dirk is possibly the greatest 7-foot shooter in basketball history. Actually, I think he is. And then with that high release, his jumper is about the closest thing to an unblockable shot as we've seen, since maybe the sky hook back in the day.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kevin, Rajon Rondo has gone from the young star understudy to the leadership role. Former teammate The Truth, Paul Pierce, said Rondo is mature. He understood what was coming. Before he had me and KG to lean on. Now he's the guy. He's the captain. I think he's ready. A great endorsement from a terrific leader in his own right. Gentlemen.
High praise, Doris. Thanks. Harris against Ridenour. Here's Barea. Wilson with the block. Now, here's Ridenour. And Vucevic kicks to Harris. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that one.
At the line, shooting 2. Tobias Harris.
That's good from Harris.
Even though they're trailing, they're having some success from the foul line here, and that could go a long way towards getting them back into it.
The Magic making a switch here. Fournier is checked in. We've got 22 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here is Barea, guarded by Wilson. Elbow shot is on the way. That's good from Nowitzki on the assist by Barea. And that's 13 points for Nowitzki.
Well, another open jump shot there. Their defense not putting up much of a fight.
Here's Wilson. It's stolen by Barea. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. The Mavericks on top, up by 16. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Tyson, what has been the key to enable?
All right, I want everyone's eyes up here. There are a few clear lessons we should have learned from that first half. I felt like we rushed things on offense and our shooting suffered because of it. We can't keep chucking it up. Let's work the ball.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys.
All right, you're up.
Oh, yeah.
Checked in for Vucevic. Fry comes in for Gordon. Fournier is checked in for Tobias Harris. And Gordon subbed in for Victor Oladipo. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Dallas. Harris comes in. For Rajon Rondo. On the court for the Mavericks. Ellis is out there with Chandler Parsons. And it's Chandler. Then there's Felton. And it's Harris in at the point.
A large part of what they've been able to do here is centered around his offense.
Wilson, he's checked in. Let's take a second to see the teams that have been the toughest inside this season so far. Fourth, the Magic.
And I think a lot of it has to do with their defensive schemes, guys, because they rotate beautifully, and somebody is always there to protect the basket. And the defense just lets him go there.
And once he hit the open floor, there was no looking back, straight to the rack.
Wilson the pass to O'Quinn, and stolen by Harris. And now Harris running the floor all by himself. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Mavericks.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
The other thing they're doing, guys, is forcing turnovers and then creating points offensively as a result.
No good from Fry.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you.
Harris outside. Here's Ellis. It's hauled in by Fry. Fry's got his third rebound tonight.
Channing Frye missed all of 2012-13 with an enlarged heart. The condition got better, and last season seemed like he didn't miss a beat. He came back and shot the cover off the ball.
The drive by Ellis. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. No good from Wilson.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
And guys, Fry, you know, as you try to put him into some kind of position or descriptive phrase, a stretch 4.
I think so, Kevin. But, you know, what's great with Fry is that he can also guard 4s and 5s. So when you can space the floor as a shooter but also defend the interior, then you're a two-way player, and it's easy to find the right matchup.
Ellis dishes to Chandler. And it's Ellis penetrating for 3. Felton. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. So for the Magic, Victor Oladipo is checked in for Gordon. So we see the Mavericks get the win.
Rajon, tell us the story for you in this game and how you adapted your play as this game progressed.
I tried to do the intangibles. I was struggling as well scoring, so I tried to do something else with my teammates, and luckily we came over the win.
Rajon, thank you so much. Kevin, it isn't only about the scoring you do.
Thank you, Doris. That'll do it for now.
I've been rapping for about 17 years, okay? I don't write my stuff anymore. I just kick it from my head, you know what I'm saying? I can do that. No disrespect, but that's how I am.
Seems like we've been here before. Yes, it is Groundhog Day. And we welcome you to this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, this is Kevin Hart. And the Thunder with the possession here. 7-point differential. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And I think, Kevin, it really showed how important it is to have a strong bench performance. You go out on the road, you can't rely on your starters night in and night out. The reserves have to contribute to help them.
I think we definitely saw that, Steve, throughout the game. They were really tied together as a team. Didn't make any difference who was out on the floor. You'll take every road game win you can, and they're happy with that one.
Wilson, he's checked in for Orlando. Well, a great rebounding small forward can give any team an X factor. Let's look at a few guys who have been playing that role over the course of the last month. Kevin Durant is second. And, of course, Tobias Harris.
And maybe they're not the biggest or strongest players in the front court, but that hasn't limited their ability to get in there, mix it up, and come up with a lot of rebounds night in and night out.
Yeah, you mentioned their lack of size and strength compared to the post players around the NBA, but I've always found that the best rebounders usually aren't the biggest guys. They're the most tenacious, and they have excellent timing and the ability to get off their feet multiple times quicker than their opponent.
You know, Kevin Durant has really worked hard on his ball handling and passing, and it's in response to facing constant traps and double teams in the playoffs. In those situations, being able to escape pressure and find the open man, that is crucial to his success.
Westbrook against Wilson. Clock at 6. And he overshot that one, missing.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Westbrook kicks to Durant. And here's the fast break. Oladipo leading the way. And slam dunk by Harris.
Terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and then excellent transition offense.
Well, it all stems from the aggressive defense. When you attack defensively and you force some mistakes, now it's off to the races.
Clark, some serious agility coming out of the backcourt.
You know, that bucket might count for a little more than 2 points when he finishes with that kind of flourish.
Yeah, against a D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow. Right from the start, they've been aggressive on the glass. Most of the rebounds seem to be going their way.
And, Steve, I think they are ready for the fight today.
It's Durant with the drive, and now it's a double-digit lead. Durant's got 7 points in the game. The Magic trail by 11. And 1:01 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Wilson. From the top of the key, he buries it. Here's Waiters. He had 10 points in the win against Memphis. Ibaka sets the pick for Waiters.